This video is intended to give you a look at some of the resources for teaching SolidWorks that's found right within SolidWorks. There is an abundance of resources and it's kind of difficult to manage that when you first get started. So we're going to try to break it down for you, make it a little bit easier to find some tools that you can use to get started teaching SolidWorks right away. So when you open up SolidWorks, on the right hand side you have the task pane over here, and if you click on the house here, you'll see that there are tutorials built right into SolidWorks, and these show up as PDF documents, and you can go through and have your students follow these tutorials, going through basic techniques, drawing, simple parts, and I would recommend getting started with lesson 1. Now, just to take a look at what this PDF looks like, if you just tab through, in some cases there are little icons. When you click on them, it will highlight right within SolidWorks to help the students find the commands that they're looking for. What I found is that this tutorial, along with almost all the tutorials I use, are best when you have a large monitor, or in my case, in my lab, I ended up with dual monitors. They're not large, but it works real well. You can take this window and just put it on one screen and then have SolidWorks running on the other screen. With the cost of monitors these days, I think it's a better investment than buying textbooks. That way you can access videos and online tutorials and PDF documents for teaching SolidWorks. So built right in are some tutorials to get you started. In many of these lessons you'll find elsewhere within the SolidWorks training systems with their online documents as well. I'll take a look at that in a moment. The student curriculum I've downloaded for all of you, and I'm going to give you a flash drive with all of this content along with the lessons that are drawn for you. So what that's going to look like is, just take a peek here, created a flash drive for all of you, and if you take a look at the instructor guide, this is essentially a PDF textbook which will take you through each of these lessons, starting with the user interface, getting started with basic drawing, basic assemblies, and there are some real nice lessons built into this with questions and so forth for students if you choose to use the questions. There's supplement activities built into this document. So you can get started teaching SolidWorks without any textbooks at all, just using the instructor's guide along with the models. And I recommend that that's a great place to start. In addition, there are PowerPoints provided if you're so inclined to use these. I tend not to use these. I usually teach from for some topics I might go through the PowerPoint, but there's a PowerPoint built in for every lesson. If you have a learning management system, you may want to put PowerPoints up there as a supplement to, depending on what unit you're covering. And just to give you a peek here, there's 13 PowerPoints that are given to you if you want to follow all different aspects of teaching SolidWorks. All comes included with SolidWorks. Perhaps the best thing, though, is not following these PDFs, but if you take a look at learning SolidWorks with the online training and you get into My SolidWorks, you can log on once you have your access, and you can go in and take a look at training videos. And what I found is that the videos work great because, again, if you have a dual monitor set up or a large monitor, students can play a video, rewind it, watch it again. It's really great for multiple levels within the same class, or differentiating for the high-flying students can take on some more advanced topics where students that just learning the basics can rewind and watch videos over and over again. In addition, I've ended up creating a lot of my own videos for specific topics, but there's a wealth of information built into my Solidworks and built into these training videos right within here. Of course, you can turn to YouTube, and almost every one of the tutorials that are here, there are multiple lessons on YouTube that they could follow along with as well. So Solidworks has their own YouTube channel with all kinds of instructor resources and student resources for all kinds of different activities. And I've created my own YouTube channel and made a playlist for my engineering design class that covers the ebook that we're using right now. Many of the lessons I've recorded, so students can either use the ebook or they can watch their lessons on YouTube. Again, if you take a look at the task pane and look under the tutorial section, it is a bit overwhelming in the amount of resources that there are available. So if you just click on any one of these, again, some of these are repeats. These are the same things that are shown in the tutorials, but there are video versions of it. So again, if you have the setup where students can watch along with a video, I think that's a pretty powerful way to do it. They also have some great packages depending on what you wanted to teach. If you're if you're teaching electrical, there's ones for CO2 cars, bridge building, trebuchets, all kinds of the curriculums that are built in, and they're included right within Solidworks in the tutorials. I've included much of that in the flash drive that I'm going to give to you, and if you have any further questions, obviously you can ask me during the workshop what I use or what might be best for you. So just a quick peek at the resources that are available for teaching SolidWorks that are included within it.